Yetta, why did you do that?
Because I decided.
Moving forward with the Dekker team. Moving forward together with the Dekker team.
We are honored to have created for you free access to over 653 Life's Inside Track episodes where we get to share insider tips, making house home, and how to build wealth wisely through real estate. And the great news is you can get access to them from pretty much anywhere, anytime, anyhow you want. Podcast, video. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, seriously, what are you waiting for? We are going to explore. We got exploration going on. I love explorations, right? Mm-hmm. So you probably know that you, like me, we are meaning-making machines. We make meaning out of everything. So what we're going to chat about is how we make the meaning and how we can shift the meaning that we're making out of situations. And how it affects us and our vitality as a result.
Absolutely. The story we tell ourselves, the meaning we make, an event happens, we create a story or a meaning to it, and then that affects our mindset, our body, our emotions, our health.
Everything. Even our relationships. Mm-hmm. Like even our finances.
Even in business and in the home, when there's things go wrong with the home, whatever it is, we bring meaning to it. And the meaning can be beneficial to us or it can drag us down.
Right.
And that's what we're going to discuss.
We're going to, like, the story that came to mind as we were sort of practicing or just chatting and bantering about this conversation. Because I don't think we've ever, out of the over 653 Life's Inside Track episodes, I don't think we've ever had a conversation about being meaning-making machines.
Maybe not.
I don't think so. If we have, tell us which episode it was so that we can, refer to it. And one of the places we had a choice. I guess we have a choice every day, every moment, every experience we have. One of them was our first house. You've probably heard us talk about that first house that we bought. And then the bank, you know what it had the gall to do? It had the gall to tell us it wouldn't give us the money we needed to buy the house. That we needed to come up with 50% down. So the meaning we could have made it mean, and I think I did for a moment or two, was that we're losers. That clearly we weren't good enough to give a loan to, our jobs weren't good enough, our financial wherewithal wasn't good enough. Now, I'm not telling you it was great back then.
Do you remember how much that house was?
It was under $50,000.
Was it?
Yeah.
I was wondering. It's like $48,000 or something
like that. But we had to come up with half the money. And back in 1983, I'm going to say that was, because then we eventually did buy a house in 85, but not that house. Mm-hmm. And they wouldn't give us the money. So I made it mean lots of negative things about me. Right? And we thought, well, we're just not going to bother buying a house then. And that was part of the meaning we gave it. But what the truth was, the meaning that we eventually gave it, was that the bank was saving us from buying a house that had some structural issues. So I could have chose to live in the state of they're out to get me, they won't help me, or I could give it a different meaning. And even if the truth was that I wasn't financially savvy at the time, which is kind of the truth, I still could have given it the meaning that it was an opportunity for me to get a better handle on my finances versus that I'm a loser.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so think about in your life situations that you've made it mean something, and it's just an optional choice. You get to choose what meaning you give it.
Yeah, and when people ask you to do something, you can give that a meaning too. Like, we're going to ask you, if you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, or in sales, that you sign up for November 20th, our Ultimate Sales Machine workshop.
It's a boot camp.
Boot camp.
Boot camp, because you're going to walk away. Like, I am so pumped about this, clearly, and so are you. And so pumped because you're going to walk away with a new strategy, a way to really double your profits without having to put extra effort in. And you say, come on. Well, it's the first time the co-author of this book, The Ultimate Sales Machine, it's been out since 2007, the original issue, and now it was revised in 2022.
It's in 15 languages.
Well, I think it's in over 20 when I actually heard them talk about it, which is incredible. And so first time ever they're coming to Ottawa. So you have an opportunity to join us that day. Like, it's going to be limited. It's a full day thing. It's midweek. And you could give it the meaning that what kind of gall do we have to ask you to take a day out of work? Take away a day out of your business, a day out of your sales position. That's a meaning you could give it.
Yeah, and even us, like sometimes when we are speaking about it and we're talking about it over and over again because we think it's very valuable, we can give the meaning that we're pestering you, that we're a bother, that it's wasted. But really the meaning that I give it is we've benefited from the information and the systems and the processes in there, and we want to help other people benefit as well. So we're giving back. We're contributing to you. That's the meaning I give it. And you can give it the meaning that I'm just giving a nice invitation to you, and you can choose yes or no. Powerfully choose yes or no. Thank you.
So it's amazing that it shows up in every area of our life.
Meaning,
even like, what meaning do we give it? What meaning do we give when it's difficult for us to save for our down payment? Like, we've talked about that in a previous episode recently, like last week, and we could make that mean that we're no good with money. Or we could make it mean that it's time for us to get even better with our money so we can save up quicker, sooner, faster. Yeah,
another area that people create meaning is when they compare. And it's nice when you compare against yourself, because then you can say, I'm either improving or I'm staying stagnant or I'm going backwards. Comparing to yourself, you can bring good meaning to your comparing to other people. What's that do? Yeah.
Well, one of two things. Either it puffs me up with pride because I'm better than you, or it makes me feel that I'm useless and not worth enough and I'm no good, depending on how the comparison stick shows up. So the bottom line is comparison against other people or with other people probably never served us. Now, seeing what you're doing and celebrating you and learning from your lessons, I can give it a different meaning when you're excelling and I'm not, but I don't have to give it a meaning of better than or less than, because that'll always trip me up.
Right. So if I fail at something, or I lose money at something, or I create a loss in business, or I do a marketing thing and it doesn't work, or whatever it is, I can look at it and go, I can create the meaning that was dumb, that was silly, or that was inappropriate, or whatever. Or I can create the meaning that, I now have learned something. I've learned what didn't work. I've learned what portion of it did work, and I assess it, and I can create the meaning that I'm learning something, right?
Which is truth, right?
Yeah.
So my favorite quote, you don't get to say it.
Okay, go ahead.
It's my favorite, I think it's my single favorite quote.
Go ahead.
That comparison is the thief of joy. It will rob you every day, all day, if you're busy comparing to other people.
Yeah. And we are thrilled that we're able to create clarity about your options, because when your options are clear, your wisdom will flow.
Moving forward with the Dekker team. Moving forward together with